And we are live. Welcome to Glamorous Closet, guys. Hey, good morning, everybody. Sorry, I have on a baseball cap and sweatshirt. I am up a little earlier than I had intended. I woke myself up coughing, and if I take the cough medicine, that I've been prescribed, what'll happen is I'll go back to sleep and I will stay asleep. That stuff knocks me out cold. So I have. Excuse me, I'm going live on Johnny's. Ooh, going live on Johnny's channel this morning, and then right after that, my glam baby is being dropped off, and I'm gonna watch her for a couple of hours. So, just no rest for the weary today. None. This hat looks ridiculous. I'm just gonna take it off and be silly. Don't look so sad. I never sleep, Nanette. Good morning, Myra. Good morning, Nanette. Don't look so sad. I never sleep. Yeah, it's one of those things where like I just woke myself up coughing, and normally I would try to get myself to go back to sleep, but it's a work day for my husband. He has to get up in a couple of hours. Sorry, and he has to get up in a couple of hours, and that's gonna be like I just don't want to keep him up all night. So Nanette and Myra, thank you so much for being here this morning. I appreciate you. Mark and Michael, what am I doing, sunshine? I woke myself up coughing and I couldn't go back to sleep. So I've got a big morning ahead of me. So I just figured, well, screw it. There comes a time when you just got to screw it. But not looking as good as you guys do is the answer. I mornings aren't the best for me. I'll have to go get into some drag before I get onto Johnny's show. Danielle, good morning. Good morning. It's good to see you this morning. She got her coffee. I see your little coffee cup. I got mine too. Mine has like some cussing on it, so I'm not gonna show too much of it. Just waking up. We'll keep on. Gonna close my eyes. Yeah, Jen, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. Oh, just gonna close my eyes for a second. Oh, the next thing you know, you just pass right out. Tell me you have coffee. Yes, I do. Thank God I have coffee. Oh, what would I do without my beans? I need my beans. So if you're up with me this morning and you're drinking your coffee or your hot tea or whatever morning beverage you drink, coffee toast. I really do have to cover up the. We just started that coughing. I'm telling you, there's like this nasty crud, and it's going around. And when you catch it, it's darn near impossible to get rid of. I've been through a round of antibiotics and steroids already. I've taken every cough medicine known to man, including one I concocted myself because I thought, forget about it. If they can do it, I can do it. But it turns out there's one prescription cough medicine that they gave me. And it's the only thing that works, but it also knocks me on my tuchus. So I take it and then I'm like, I'm just absolutely knocked out cold. Like 10 minutes later, I'm like, I'm asleep no matter where I am. So I can't take it this morning because I have too much to do in 2 hours. So up all hours like Mary Pelletier. That's right. Up all hours like me. Amen, Mary. Amen. Yeah. Yeah, there's something going around this time of year. And usually when the kids go back to school, I end up catching something. But yeah. I need to email the new Becky. Everyone gave me another Becky's information every time I asked. Oh, no. Myra, reach out to me on email or Instagram. And I will give you, if you're talking about Becky with the good hair, a New Life Resell Becky, I do have her contact information if you need to email her. So, yeah, she's Becky with the good hair. She's a sweetheart. She's new on the scene, and started a reselling YouTube channel and started reselling, and she's just adorable and very, very sweet. So always glad to know Becky. At Buying Space, I gave her your information, or I can send it to you also. Okay. Cool. Doing business. I hear you. Turns out, yeah, turns out sometimes when you do an auction, if you do an auction and you can't get a hold of anybody's, yeah, Jen, that's what I nicknamed her, and it just kind of stuck. And you can't get a hold of somebody's maybe information when you do an auction, maybe what you should do is reach back out to the seller, right, or the person who's hosting the auction, and maybe ask them again if you can have that person's information. Nobody specific. Just just FYI, if someone is a seller on your channel, and another person buys from them and they reach out, or if the seller can't reach the person who bought from them, or if they've sent them an invoice maybe, and they, it's in your best interest to reach out to the host of the channel and go, hey, you know what? I've sent this invoice a couple of times. I'm not getting any response. Do you think it's possible that we have the wrong email address or something like that? Rather than just, kind of being mean to the buyer and acting like it's their fault that you had the wrong email address. So yeah, just a thing, not anybody specific, just just life lesson. Sometimes these things happen and you're just like, oh, seriously. But yeah, a vitamin D with K3. What's K3? Vitamin C, magnesium. I recognize everything but K3. I don't know what K3 is. Is it a vitamin? Is there a vitamin K? Maybe I didn't realize that there was a vitamin K. I thought vitamin K was ketamine or something, like a horse tranquilizer. I spent too much time in clubs in my 20s. I think that I've got the wrong information on that. But yeah, that's that message wasn't for you, Myra, by the way. It wasn't for anybody in this chat. It works with the D. Okay. Did not know that. I do have the hat. We do love the D. I actually got this from the D Casino in Las Vegas. And I mean, with a stage like this, you got to dazzle. So yeah, you got to buy into the joke and go, okay, yes, I'll pay you almost $30 for a stupid baseball hat because it's so funny. So yeah, I've got a quirky sort of sense of humor is certainly one way of putting it. I take vitamin D and zinc. Both supposed to be good. Yeah. Both are supposed to be good. I give general rules in my unboxings. There's always that one person who knows it's all about them. Human nature is a thing. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth, Myra? Myra knows. Vitamin K is found in green vegetables. Oh, okay. See, I'm learning new things every day. I really thought vitamin K was like the ketamine that they used to take in clubs. If you don't know, it was like an old club thing where they would take like these horse tranquilizers. And it was just, they called it Special K, and it was not a thing. It was not a great thing. I've seen people. I've never done that. But I've seen people on it, and it was a bad thing. Okay, I'm gonna quit playing with my hair this morning, and with my nose. Sorry. Vitamin K is great to take. Ooh, okay. So that's it's in like kale and broccoli and things like that, like the cruciferous vegetables. Green vegetables. Okay. Is it in green beans? I wonder if it's in string beans. I still have some green beans and some broccoli in my freezer. It's so hard. Is it me, guys? It seems like it's so hard this time of year to get really good fresh vegetables, and especially anything leafy. What I'm finding is I'm picking up like bags of salad or bags of lettuce usually to start as my salad base. Good morning, Teresa. Hello. Good morning, Teresa. Oh, if you're on blood thinner, you're not supposed to take it. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's like I got like a bag of like bib lettuce. And it's so pretty, right? And it's like because it's got like shades of purple and shades of all this. It's like a bib mix or whatever. And I got it out, and it lasted maybe one day, and then it got like slimy really fast, and I was so upset because it just seemed like a giant waste of money. And I don't mind spending money. I don't, and I'm not. I try not to be too cheap about things, but I don't like wasting money either. I tend to be frugal about some things, and especially with like groceries and things like that. So yeah, I just hated wasting that much lettuce. Good morning, Lindsay and Alvin. Good morning. I hope things are going great over in the UK. I hope things are wonderful over there. So we have this thing. We have the Thanksgiving holiday coming up next week, next Thursday, and it is the fourth Thursday in November, I believe. Yeah, fourth Thursday in November. So I want to know, what's everybody doing? What's everybody cooking? Did I miss the video of you eating UK candy? I was eating UK snacks. Yeah, if you want to go back and check that out, it's American Granny tries snacks from the UK. I tried Marmite too. That was not candy. I can promise you that. It looks like apple butter. It's not. It's not. It's not apple butter, for the love of God. But it was actually most of the stuff I ate I really liked. I even actually kind of have a thing for beans on toast now. I get it every now and again. I'll make it. And my favorite thing by far was there are these things called what were they, Jollies? I want to say they were Jollies. They were little cookies that had like raspberry jam in the middle. Oh my God, they're so good. They were so good. It's freezing here and raining. It's 10:43 a.m. here in the UK. Wow. So it's almost nap time in the UK. I mean, freezing, raining, 10:43 a.m. That all spells nap time to me. It all says, hey, come in, cozy up in bed, and take a sleep. Yeah. Jammy Dodgers, that's what they were. Oh God, those things were so good. Guys, if you get a chance to try them, they are seriously hella-licious. They're so good. I should pick up some apple butter for Thanksgiving. I love it. Oh, and Myra, I went to a local, they have like a farmer's market locally here on Saturdays. So I went to a farmer's market on a Saturday morning, and this is what they gave me, Myra. It was the most transformative, divine thing. So they had a big, fluffy, country, buttery biscuit, and that was split in half, and both halves were like thick. I mean, they were thicker than a Snicker. They were good. And they put pulled pork, smoked pulled pork, on this biscuit. And on top of that smoked pulled pork, they put apple butter. And that has to have been one of the best biscuit sandwiches I've ever had, and I have had a lot. It was so good. It was so good. It was, oh my God, so gnarly. Beans on toast, no thanks. Jen, honestly, it's better than you think it is. It's weird that it's better than you think it is, but it's actually better than you think it is. It's like pork and beans on toast. The tasting live streams with you. Yeah. I'm telling you, I'm gonna get you guys making biscuits and gravy if it's the last thing I do. Okay, Myra says today is the last day to enter her jewelry giveaway. Myra, make sure make sure and say that on Johnny's channel too. He'll be on. I'll be there with him. We'll be on in a couple hours. So yeah, I'm quite sure you have a wonderful jewelry giveaway. Resellers have the best stuff. They really do. Yeah, I can't wait. And I've got some more things coming your way that some of them aren't as good as the first time. There will be things like Pop-Tarts. Don't actually, it says they call them, they're like Pop-Tarts, and you're supposed to put them in the toaster. Don't do that. They turn into lava. Most Americans just eat them cold. You eat it cold in the car. Sophie's coming tomorrow for the start of our wacky weekend. Yay, wacky weekend. Wacky weekend's going to be fun. I am actually going to be out of town this weekend, but I'll be catching up as much as possible. I'm headed to Chicago on Friday night. And me and Aisha dancer, Kristen, who you've probably seen on my channel before and in the chats. Kristen and she's coming into St. Louis from Jeff City, which is about an hour and a half away. And then we are getting in her car and driving to Chicago. So we'll be driving up there. Now that's about 5 to 6 hour drive, depending on how often you stop. And we'll be stopping often because, we're at that age where you have to pee a lot. So we'll be headed up there and then checking in to our hotel tonight. And then tomorrow at some point, and not tomorrow, checking into our hotel Friday night. And then Saturday at some point, we're going to be meeting up with Veronica Mitke. I can't wait, guys. I have been waiting to meet Veronica for 3 years. It has been killing me. We have a very close online friendship, and to meet her in person is just absolutely going to be phenomenal. Then on Sunday, Veronica and Kristen and I are going to meet with the two hip chicks who live just like right up the road in Michigan. Not right up the road, but you get the idea. It's close enough to drive. So they live in Michigan, and they're going to drive down to Chicago, and we're all going to go out for waffles together. So I will actually be doing my live on Sunday morning, either from the waffle place. We might try to get there early, or most likely either from a hotel or a hotel lobby. So still doing Glamorous Sunday brunch, but it'll be from somewhere in Chicago. Yeah, Kristen and Veronica are righteous. And if you haven't met the two hip chicks, they are fantastic. They really are fun. They're good people. Yeah, it was an opportunity. Veronica's actually going to be in Chicago for a convention, and she has to go for work. So it's already, being paid for and everything. That's a mosquito. What are they doing out still? So we thought it was going to be a great opportunity for us to meet up because Chicago is so close to St. Louis. Sorry, Glamos, we got to go. Someone at the door. Love you and all. Have a great day. Mwah! You have a wonderful day, and go take that nap. It is freezing. It's cold. That is the universe telling you to snuggle down and take a nap. So I hope you have a wonderful day, Lindsay and Alvin, and I hope you have a good nap. I hope you get one in. I already know you have wonderful snacks for when you wake up. I am trying to, I know I'm going to send them Twinkies and probably Pop-Tarts, and probably some beef jerky. Video, or it didn't happen. Oh yeah, definitely video. And I may actually even go live from the waffle place and just keep us all on live for an hour at the table. I am dying to meet all of the people that I'm going with. I haven't even met Aisha Dancer, and she's like an hour and a half for me. I haven't met her in person yet. Hot chocolate weather is here. It's a good weather for hot chocolate. So what's everybody doing for Thanksgiving? I've got, typically I would go to my mother-in-law's house, but we're starting to change things over. We have a younger generation of new brides who want to do things, and we're like, go for it. So I'll be at my daughter-in-law's house, and I am in charge of the twice baked potatoes because I was like, everybody says mashed potatoes, but I like twice baked potatoes better, and my entire family agrees they love my twice baked potatoes. And stuffing. So I'm going to be making the stuffing. Which here's my secret stuffing. Here's my secret stuffing. Don't tell anybody. Okay. So I get a box of stovetop stuffing, and my mother-in-law taught me this. She said, get a box of stovetop stuffing, and then get one of those packages of, the croutons for stuffing, and you mix the two together. And then you add like your onions and a little chopped up celery. And then you add, chicken stock, or in this case, vegetable stock, because, my daughter-in-law is a vegetarian. So I add a little vegetable stock and a little bit of sage and a little, salt and pepper, just to make sure that the stuffing is good for everybody. And then you pop it in the oven and you're done. And it makes sense because I love stovetop stuffing. I don't know about y'all, but I love stovetop stuffing. And my mother-in-law's stuffing it's almost like she's taking real stuffing mix and all the stuff that goes in there, and then the stovetop stuffing, and she's merging the two flavors, and it's so good. It's the best stuffing. So my question is, are any of you guys on the coast where they have like oyster stuffing? I've seen people with like walnut stuffing. I've seen people who too. I don't eat stuffing. We don't stuff the turkey anymore because we deep fry our turkeys anyway now. We're redneck. We're Midwestern. That's what we do. We heat up a big vat of oil outside and we deep fry our turkeys. And if you don't knock it if you haven't had it. It is amazing. We're going for a drive, just do not know where yet. Now, do you have, Teresa, do you guys do like the traditional turkey and stuff? You go for a drive and have dinner out, or you just kind of like going for a drive in the leafy goodness that is fall? I love it too. Deep fried turkey, Jen, is that what we're talking about? Yeah. It's so good. The skin is like, it's so amazing. And then you have they're like these big long, they look like big long syringes, and you stick it in the turkey and you fill it up with like hot sauce or butter or whatever. And then the skin comes off in little, I could just eat the skin just for days. It's so good. If we have stuffing, it has to be from scratch. Gluten-free stuffing takes extra time. I would imagine so. Probably you would have to make it from like gluten-free bread and yeah, gluten-free croutons. I don't know if they have I would imagine they do. There are a lot more gluten-free options than there have been in the past. That's for sure. Yeah, I love it. And sweet potato casserole. Deep fried is the best. Got to be careful cooking though. Girl, you ain't lying. You ain't lying. You have to get a turkey. You have to keep your turkey. And this is all from my in-laws who are brilliant at this. You have to keep your turkey within like a 10 to 12 pound range so that the displacement doesn't send the oil, bubbling over the edge. And set your whole deal on fire because you got an open flame below all this, hot oil. The croutons are the baked cubes of gluten-free bread. Okay, yeah. But yeah, the deep fried is the best. But I've seen so many grease fires near people's homes. You got to call 911. You don't do it near the house. That's number one. Don't do it anywhere near your garage for the love of Mary. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, it's so good. And the turkey inside is like really juicy and tender. So it's fully cooked, but it's juicy and tender like fried chicken would be. It's that good. It is that good. Deep fried turkeys are amazing. We're going to have Thanksgiving at church. We feed approximately 70 people. So I'm making stuffing, potato casserole, chocolate cake, homemade yeast rolls, etc. Oh my God. Oh, I love all of that. I love stuffing, I love potato casserole, I love chocolate cake, I love homemade yeast rolls. My husband's, granny, my, his mother's mother, who passed away just a few years back, um, when I started going to his house for Thanksgiving when we were still going out, before we were, before we got married. She I walked in and I could smell those yeast rolls at the door. She has the best recipe for yeast rolls. It's incredible, and I look forward to them. I only get them once a year, and they were, on Thanksgiving. So she passed that recipe, um, and that knowledge down to my mother-in-law, and my mother-in-law has passed that down to my sister-in-law. I don't have the patience for it, and I can never figure out the right temperature for my kitchen to make yeast rise. I don't know what it is. I can't do it, which is weird because I'm usually quite good at baking, but that is not. I just can't do the yeast rolls. And my sister-in-law Jackie does an incredible job at the yeast rolls. So I am looking forward to that this year. Hopefully she will be up for it, and if not, I'll do my level best. I'll try. We do not cook. It's just the three of us this year, just my son and I. So we do not know where we'll end up. Lately, we've been driving out of state 2 hours. We can be in 4 different states. Wow. You just have to pick a direction, huh? That's cool. That's cool. Well, and there are so many restaurants that are open for Thanksgiving. So it's not like you have to have the big thing. It's just if you have, if there's a bunch of kids running around in your family, it's usually pretty and easier, honestly. Um, Water temperature 110 to 115, otherwise the yeast burns. See, this is the type of thing that I suck at. So hopefully I'm not, if I'm called upon to make them, I'll be honest, I'm probably going to call Panera and ask them if they know how to do it, or maybe one of the local bakeries, and just find out if anybody has like fresh yeast rolls. But yeah, I suck at yeast from scratch. I've only made yeast bread successfully one time, and that had self-rising flour, so that I don't even think that counts. Good morning. How are you doing, Wing and a Prayer? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining. Did that rhyme? Probably not exactly. So yeah, we do the yeast rolls. I like a sweet potato casserole. Now, I prefer the sweet potato casserole where it's got like the pecans and the coconut in it, and it's all gooey, and but I have usually everybody else prefers just like, sweet potatoes that are spiced up a little bit, brown sugar and stuff, with the marshmallows on top. So we'll probably do that, would be the traditional way. You speaking from experience. You know how we get experience, right? Yeah. I've tried and failed. It's the same thing with pie crust. I'm not good at pie crust either. I don't have a delicate enough hand for pie crust, and I tend to end up just beating up the gluten on it. I can't let go of it enough to not beat up the gluten on it. So my pie crust ends up a little tough always. So usually I will, when that is the case, oh my God, Carissa, hello, good morning. Mwah, it's good to see you. Usually with the pie crust, I just purchase the kind that you roll out. But I do make a caramel. I make caramel from scratch, and I make a caramel apple filling that's pretty good. So I make like an apple pie with caramel apple filling. That sounds amazing, Mark. What a wonderful way to spend Thanksgiving. Such a blessing. Yeah. Just as a community, just as a community, just to come together. And, it's really about just being grateful for all the little blessings in your life. I mean, honestly, I've got so much to be grateful for. I have 3 kids, all healthy. I have 3 grandkids, all healthy. 10 fingers, 10 toes. I have more than enough to eat, as you can tell. I have more than enough to, more than enough to live on. I have a warm, comfortable home and, a car, and I'm surrounded by people who love me. And I've got a extended family and friends, and I love them and they love me. And there are so many people in this world who don't have one of those things. Not one. There are so many people in this world who are suffering, or who go to bed at night hungry, or who go to bed at night freezing, or who don't have a bed to go to, or don't have anybody in the whole wide world for them. So, you know what? Yeah, I am grateful for every single teeny tiny little thing. I'm grateful for the coffee that I drink and the water that I have. And yeah, it is really, hey, I'm lucky. I'm lucky. I am. So, Carissa, everybody say good morning, Carissa. I make like 10 pie crust and 10 pizza crust at the same time, then freeze them. That's smart. Good morning, Liv. Hello, love. You too, babe. I've slept enough these past 2 years for the next 2. Yeah, sometimes. Okay, now I have a grocery list. Oh, good. Oh, good. You're blessed too. Amen. Amen. All of it. Blessed too. I'm so grateful, just me and my dog at home. It's a warm home though, right? And you've got food to eat, and you've got clothes to wear, and we just have so many. We just have to remember not to be so we just entitled and spoiled sometimes. I have to remember that. I have to remember that all the time. I have to remind myself, I say things like, well, it's aggravating that I had to wait that long in line at the store. I'm so lucky. I have a car to drive to the store. I had the money to spend at the store. The food was at the store for me to buy. I didn't have to go through a war zone to get there. I didn't have to go through a war zone to get home. And when I got home, I was safe and sound. When I was at the store and driving, I was safe and sound. There are so many things to be grateful for. So yeah, I just, I don't know. I try to have an attitude of gratitude, but we get entitled and we get spoiled sometimes, and we forget, to be thankful for the little things. So yeah, I'm very, very grateful. And I'm grateful for you all. Thank you so much for getting up and staying up with me. It seems the seasons are going from Halloween directly to Christmas. Never want to squeeze out Thanksgiving. Yeah. Yeah. That's right. We don't have to grow our own food. I don't even have to go hunting for my own food. That's probably one of the first times in history that a non-wealthy person didn't have to go hunt and farm their own food. Our pastor said if we could choose our clothes in the morning, then we are blessed. Yeah, really, that's true. Really, that is true. I mean, the fact that you have clothes to choose from. And there are people in this country who are, there are people in this country who are starving, and who don't have homes, and who don't have food, and who don't have relatives, and they don't have family or friends or anybody in this whole wide world that gives 2 clocks about them. So we're extremely, extremely lucky. I remember when my son was in his first year in the Marines. He had just finished with boot camp, and he comes home, and I found out what a SAM was. It's called a standalone Marine. And what it is it's a kid who usually they're orphans of some sort, or they've been through the foster system, or they left home as quickly as they could because it was a hostile environment. And they joined the Marines. And when they say standalone Marine, they mean that there is nobody in their corner. Nobody. So everybody else is getting, packages or letters, or, everybody else is, they're graduating and their parents are running to them and proud of them, and they got nobody. Nobody. Think about that. What is it like to put your life on the line for a country where you don't have anybody? It's kind of amazing. Kind of amazing. So yeah, I was and if it were up to me, I would have adopted every one of them. And my son was thoroughly against that. You're my mom, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, don't be selfish. And so long story short, I made him share his stuff. I would send stuff like him share it with the other Marines just in case somebody didn't have somebody. But yeah, there are kids out there, there are people in much, much worse situations than I am. So who am I to complain? I'm nobody. Yeah. I'm an early riser is what I am this morning. Cool, Mom. Good job. Well, hopefully, I don't know. We'll see. His therapist, I'm sure, will let me know eventually. I'm joking. I always figure, you do the best you can raising kids, and I don't know. There's no guidebook, and if anybody who says they've got it figured out is probably behind the scenes, with their kids hating them. So I don't, there's no real guidebook for raising kids. You just do your best. You try to instill some, good values in them, and you pray to God that they turn out okay. And if not, you're like, well, you can afford the same psychologist I can, I guess. I don't know. I had to quit joking around about that. He's going to come and get me. People get confused because I say my sons and then I say my son. But I have 3 sons. We have a very blended family. My husband and his ex had 2 kids, so I married into 2 kids already. And they were like really young. They were really young when my husband and I met and married. So I have been a part of their lives as well. And then my husband and I had a natural, son between us too, and I gave birth. So I have a very big blended family, and we're the type of family that will, hang out together on holidays. As a matter of fact, I can't wait to see my baby mama on Thanksgiving. I love her so much. And she was married after the fact and had another kid. So we just have a big old blended family. And we're happy that way. There's a lot of love. So that's a good thing. And she and her a longtime partner, boyfriend, and one of the kids lives over there, and then my husband and I live here, and then our sons live nearby, and I don't know. And then my youngest is in college, so he was the Marine. He went into the Marines, and then when he got out, he went to college. So I don't know why I'm telling all y'all this, except I'm tired. Gotta go get ready for the day. Love you, Glemma. You're a blessing. You are. Mwah. I know you are, but what am I? What is okay? I'm not sure. I honestly don't know. I don't know, Myra. I talk myself in a circle on these things in the morning. I do. So what else do we have besides rolls? Oh, yeah, and pies, the great pie debate. Oh, Thanksgiving is a very, very, it splits us down the middle, and here's why. I married the only other person that I've ever met that doesn't like pumpkin pie. I don't like it. I just don't. There's nothing. I don't like pumpkin anything, to be fair. So people are like, oh, you don't like pumpkin pie? Well, try pumpkin cheesecake. I'm like, no, it's the pumpkin part, see, that I don't like. So I don't like pumpkin pie at all. I love sweet potato pie and I hate pumpkin pie. And if you say it's the same thing, I'm coming to get you because it's not. It doesn't taste at all the same to me. It's always mom's fault. We need more exercise. That's what we say around here. Or I don't like it, or pumpkin spice. Okay, Carissa, see, you're one of the people that, yeah, I cannot stand pumpkin pie. My grandma would make only pumpkin pies and no other type of pie when I was growing up and we would go down to my grandma's for Thanksgiving. She would make only pumpkin pies and she'd make like 8 of them. So I would get the pumpkin. I really don't like the pumpkin flavor. So I would get the pumpkin pie and what I would do would be to scrape the pumpkin part out and then feed it to like her dog. And then I would just have the pie crust and I would fill it full of whipped cream so you couldn't tell. And I would just eat the pie crust with no whipped cream. And I would scrape out the pumpkin. And when I met my husband, one of the first conversations that we had, because it was in October and, and he said something about, oh, they've got a pumpkin, like we were out for coffee or something. And he's like, oh, they've got a pumpkin pie something. And I'm like, oh, and he's like, you too? He's like, I can't stand pumpkin pie. I had a sweet potato pie for the first time last year because my husband grabbed the wrong one. Much better than pumpkin. Yeah, like to me, they're night and day. They taste totally different to me. So good. And the sweet potato pie was like caramel, sweet potatoey goodness. It was so buttery. And the pumpkin pie just wasn't. Pumpkin pie is the only pie I like. I'm not a fan of more fruit. Oh, I do like apple pie with like ice cream on it. I do like blueberry pie, but it has to be room temp. I like most pies. I mean, like all the custard pies, all the cream pies, I like most of the pies. It's just pumpkin. I just can't stand it. And it smells weird to me too. I'm like really sensitive to the smell of it for some reason. We all say that, and I don't think anyone knows what it means when they say turn out okay. Parenting is the most challenging experiences in life. Girl, you ain't lying. You are absolutely, that is dead on correct. It's just, we do our best. We do our best. When you know better, you do better. But, sometimes you don't get a do-over too, They're just, their childhoods go by so quickly, so quickly. Lord have mercy. Whoever created coffee and ice water together, thank you. It is the perfect combination for me. Yeah, I like, my dad used to make all kinds of cream pies. Like he'd make banana cream pie, and he would make a coconut cream pie. And I mean, yeah, I love cream pies. I love chocolate cream pie. Hey, I dream of crafting. Good morning. All this talk of gorgeous pies is making me hungry, right? Right. I also think peach cobbler smells like feet. I like peach cobbler okay, but it has to be like really, really thick crust. I make pecan pies. Oh, I love pecan pies. That is my favorite pie. That's my number one favorite pie is pecan pie. Yeah. It's your and your son's favorite. Me too, Carissa. Yep. Give me a cream pie any day, but no fruit pies. Yeah. Maybe because there's no real pumpkin in 90% of pumpkin items. It's just the nutmeg and cinnamon. Yeah. Like pumpkin spice latte, there can't be any pumpkin in there. Nonetheless, if they have like pumpkin flavoring, I can smell it. There's something about it. I don't know what it was. My dad would make blueberry cheesecake. Oh, that sounds so good. And bacon waffles. Yes. Yes. Those are memories that'll stick with you. Yeah. My dad would get the turkey out of the oven. Now, he always baked his turkey. Very traditional. He'd get the turkey out of the oven, and once it was brown and beautiful and looked like a honey baked turkey, he'd pat it and he'd go, oh, and she purty. And he was so proud of his pies and stuff. My dad was actually quite a good cook. He was a really good cook. Not to say that my mother's not a good cook. She really is. But dad would really make a big to do out of it and dirty up 12 dishes for one dish. They have a national day for everything. National Pickle Day was this week. Oh, Pie Day is March the 14th. That makes sense. 314 is pie, so there has to be a Pie Day too. I bet it's the same one. I don't know. Krispy Kreme is always very generous with their hot sign. So usually it's donut day when I can catch the hot sign going past to the mall. I can't get past the jelly stuff under the pecans, so I just eat the pecans off the pie. I love the jelly stuff, the gooey stuff in the middle. Oh, that's my favorite part. Although my cousin and I we got in so much trouble one year because my grandma finally broke down and made a pecan pie. And we were down at my grandma's house, and my cousin, who was like 10 years older than me, and I was, I was old enough to know better, trust me. We snuck into the dining room and ate all the pecans off the top of the pie. So by the time it was time to eat the pie, there were no pecans left on the pie. There was like one little pecan on the side. And my grandma was so mad at us. I thought she was going to whoop us. If she'd have caught us, she probably would have. The only time my dad ever cooked was when we grilled. Yeah. My husband's like that. And it's not that he can't cook. I'm quite sure my husband's a very competent person. He can figure almost anything out. So I don't doubt at all that he could, that should he put his mind to it, he could take over cooking. However, he's never put his mind to it. And so he kind of sucks at it, which is good because, hey, that's my forte. And that gives me an excuse to make him put up all the Christmas lights and stuff. So like if I put my mind to figuring out how to unclog the toilet, then I'm quite sure I could do it, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stay in the lane that I like. Oh my gosh, pecan pie is my favorite. I'd come after you too. Good morning, Kristen. Yeah. I thought she was going to chase us down and just, she was old fashioned. She had a little stick and she would, try to chase us around, and we were like, so, smart enough to take off outside while the getting was good. Yeah, we ate every single pecan off the top of that pie. She was so mad at us. My grandmother was a really good cook. She could make a pot roast that would it was just fork tender, like fall apart. And I learned how to make green beans and potatoes from her, which sounds really simple, but when you have like the green beans and the potatoes, and then you have like the fatty meat in it, and she always used she called it salt pork, but it was really just really thick bacon, and a little bit of onion and enough spices. So she really, it's one thing to just dump some stuff together, but she really took it next level, and that's how you learn to cook well, I think, when you have somebody who loves it in your life. Good morning, Jennifer Hayes. Good morning. Mwah. It's good to see you this morning, beautiful. National Pie Day is January 23rd. Google is my friend. Google is an awesome friend, isn't it? My friend Google is very smart. Yes. January 23rd. We're all going to have to get together and eat pies. Yeah. Pecan pie, my favorite. Chocolate pie is a very close second, but I'm very specific about chocolate pie. My mom makes it in like a graham cracker crust, and it's not that I won't eat it. God knows I'll eat anything that's slower than me, but I prefer it actually in like a regular pie crust, because the regular pie crust isn't as sweet. It's almost kind of salty. And so I've got the sweet of the chocolate pudding or the chocolate, ganache or whatever they put in there. And I've got the and I've got the salt of the crust. So I really like, plus I like the flaky crust against the chocolate pudding. Very, very good to me. Jen, I'm actually awake and online, right? Right? Yeah. I can't believe we're all up together. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, Kristen. Yeah, I'd have thought March 14th for Pi Day. Yeah, somebody said earlier Pi Day was like yeah, Myra said Pi Day is March 14th. They have to have a Pi Day too. I would have thought they would have been the same, but yeah. Hershey chocolate pie. I have not had that. Also peanut butter pie. I've never tried peanut butter pie. But I'm a big fan of peanut butter. I would imagine it would be good, right? Usually I make, and this is going to sound really, really pretentious, and I'm sorry that it will. Hey, good morning, Tommy. How you doing? This is going to sound super pretentious, and I don't mean it this way, but there is a custard that you can make. There's a custard that you can make called a pot de creme. And it's basically a pot of cream. It's French for pot of cream, which makes it sound, it's all fancy. But it's like a chocolate. It's sort of like a base for like a chocolate mousse or like most chocolate custards. So it's like a chocolate custard, and it's really, really thick. And I like to do a layer of chocolate ganache on the bottom, which is the middle part of the truffle, and then a layer of the hot chocolate pudding, the pot de creme. And then a layer of chocolate mousse, and then a layer of whipped cream on top. So it gets gradually lighter as it goes up. And that is one of my favorite to make. But it takes a lot of love and a lot of time. A lot of love and a lot of time. It's like a reverse slumber party. It is a reverse slumber party. It's been sweet, but need to get out the door. Much love to you all. Much love, Myra. You be careful today, and you have a great day. Have a fantastic morning. And thank you for coming. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good chocolate pie. But like I said, anything that you put your heart into is going to be pretty good, I think. Most of the best food I've had is just somebody just, putting their heart into it. So they put their foot in it, and it's so good. So I have to reach out to my son today and see when he is coming in for Thanksgiving, and see if he's bringing his girlfriend. I like her a lot. I like her so much. So she is definitely someone that I would love to have in this family. And then shh, don't tell him I said that. Don't tell him I said that. And then get ready for Johnny's show. I need to be a little more caffeinated, I think. Still stumbling a little. And then let's see. And then yeah, watching my grandbaby, and then probably taking a very, very deep nap this afternoon. I need a good deep nap. I do. Jennifer Hayes, I hope you are having a good morning this morning. I hope you are having a sunny morning. I'm not sure when you guys are on Eastern time on the East Coast. When is sunrise for you guys? I don't know what time the sun rises here. I know it rises in the east. Yeah, just surprise, shocking. It doesn't. Oh, there it is. Sunrise 6:43 a.m. here in St. Louis, and then sunset is at 4:48 p.m. Good Lord. Good Lord, sunshine. So yeah, it's those days are getting short. And I've noticed that and I am sometimes affected by it too. When the days get shorter, it sort of affects you like mentally, like you want to sleep more, or you know, you want to sort of cuddle in or whatever. So yeah, if anybody's going through like the seasonal affective disorder, they call it, which is just your body's reaction to, you know, a reduction in sunlight. Yeah. Sunrise is at 6:47 here. It's 6:24 now. Wow. 3 more minutes and you'll have a sunrise. I got outside with Grandpa yesterday afternoon. He was putting up Christmas lights. We're doing a new Christmas light thing where you can have them like year round. You know, because again, we're rednecks. So yeah, we are going to need flashlights by 4:30. We'll rise in 1 hour and 34 minutes here in Texas. Wow. It's 3:30 a.m. Time to sleep. Oh, Mary, you have a wonderful morning. I'm guessing you're on the coast. Then you're on the opposite coast, the West Coast. Oh my goodness. So yeah, we're gonna need flashlights by 4:30 p.m. Can you believe? It's just, you know, it is what it is. I again, I kind of like this time of year, but it does make me sleep a little bit more. Just the long hours of evening. It's more of a hibernation thing for me. I don't know. I like hibernating. I'm a big furry thing. I like hibernating and eating a lot of delicious chocolate pie. Yeah, my dad could make God, he could make the best stuff. I went to sleep at 3:32, Mary. I'm so tired. Oh man. Jennifer, yeah, go back to bed, honey. If you can sleep, go back to bed. Yeah, I got up because I was coughing and I can either take cough medicine and go back to sleep and stay asleep for, you know, sleep through Johnny and my grandchild and all of that stuff, and I can't do that. Or I can get up and just ride it out and just go with it and just caffeinate until it's time to go back to bed. Oh, this afternoon. But I also have to pack for Chicago because I have my granddaughter again tomorrow. So yeah. So anyway, that's going to be fun though. Kristen and I are going to be on the road, and you'll be seeing shorts from the road probably too. We'll be anything that's weird, pretty much, or anything that we get tickled about. We may go ahead and make a little short video and put that up on YouTube too. I haven't slept. My feeding tube hurts a lot tonight. My surgeon is seeing me at 9:30. Wow. Wow. Yeah, Jennifer, same. I would sleep through Johnny if I went back to bed now too. Yeah. Oh, Carissa. My God. I hope everything turns out well. I hope everything comes out very, very well. I really am just sending a big old hug your way. Liv passed out on the couch last night and woke up at 5, feeling awake right now, but probably taking a nap later. Yeah, that's going to be me. I'm going to be like dead to the world later on. I'm making cheesy, excuse me, cheesy potato soup for dinner. I've been making soups like every single night this week. So I made minestrone and I made chili and I made chicken and rice soup last night. And then tonight I'm making the cheesy potato soup. So yeah, that should be interesting. Should be good. Should be good if I can, you know, get enough sleep to actually remember my recipe. But I hope that you guys get plenty of rest today. Carissa, I really hope that everything works out well. Mwah. I really, really do. I really, really do. So yeah, big hugs. And that's about me wrapping up pretty soon because I do have to go live on Johnny's in about an hour and a half. I have to wake up. Oh, excuse me. I have to make more coffee. have to make more coffee and then take a shower and actually wake up. Yummy soups. I love soup season. Me too. And I just get as much of the many of the big, French baguettes, and I'll just tear off a big crusty hunk of bread and just dip it in the soup. It's so good. It's so good. This is that time of year. Yeah. What in the world are you doing, lady? I'm talking about cheesy potato soup. I got up coughing this morning, John. Good morning. Morning, sweetie. I got up coughing, and I had two choices. I could either stay up and actually make the show at Johnny's and actually watch my granddaughter for 2 hours, or I could take cough medicine and get knocked out like I'd been chloroformed for the rest of the day. And so I chose the former. I didn't think it would be a good idea for me to have my granddaughter show up and I'm like snoring and drooling and have just stood up my friend Johnny. So that none of that's good. So yeah, just waiting for 6:45, 6:50. Usually that's when I go backstage with Johnny and we, get to visit for a little bit before we go live. Sorry. There's a curse word on the cup and I could not remember where that word was. I see it now. But yeah, there's a curse word on that cup and I didn't realize it was the cuss cup. I just grabbed a cup from out of the cabinet and put it on, and then I realized I was on camera with the cuss cup. I've been up for a while too. I got the old beloved COVID again. Oh no. John, that's awful. That is awful. To this day, Grandpa has trouble like smelling things to this day. And I do too. My sense of smell has been affected. Yeah, it's just crazy. Johnny's live is during my drive time, but I try to listen in for a bit. Yeah, the cussy cup, you know what I'm talking about. Everybody's got that sort of, that sort of, it was a gift. This is the 5th time. My God. My Lord have mercy. Did you tested positive for it, right? Yeah, that's awful. Good Lord, COVID's following you around. That's what happens though too when you have kids. Sometimes, and you have to go to a lot of public places. John, how's your son doing with the wrestling, by the way? He's got. I saw something on the on Instagram where it looked like your son was going to be a wrestler. Yeah, 5th time's a charm, right? Good Lord have mercy. I didn't even know you could get it 5 times. Good Lord. Jennifer said, I like cuss words. Don't get it twisted, Jennifer. I do too. I do the occasional, especially when somebody pushes my buttons, but I try not to, parade it on so much on that. Or we're going to plant my son's in high school, so we have a lot of exposure. Yeah. I mean, you can get COVID going to the Goodwill or the dollar store or Walmart, or, you can get it from going through a car wash at this point. I mean, honestly, it's all over the place and there are so many different variants. Yeah. 5 times that's a lot. That's a lot. My Lord. Well, I hope it clears up very, very soon. And I hope that you get a lot of good rest today. I hope you do. And it is just about time for me to go hop in the shower and get ready for Johnny's. So I am going to bid everybody a good morning. Hopefully I will see you at Cajun Roots Reseller Chat, live chat, starting at 7 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Mountain, and 5 a.m. Pacific. Ari, a.k.a. Victor Thorne, had a great time, and we really enjoyed his first match. Cool. Yeah, he looked like he was having a ball, just in the picture. He kind of radiated that he was having fun. Teresa, you too, and I hope all of you have a wonderful day full of little and big blessings, and again, just, I will make you a promise. I'm going to try to be grateful for every single little thing today, and not forget to be grateful for one thing. And let's make Thursday an attitude of gratitude. So let's be grateful and happy about every single little thing that we have. And much love to the chat. Please remember, and please don't you ever forget, no matter where you are or what you're drinking for breakfast, Lemma loves you. You have a great day, y'all. Bye-bye.